The last round of questioning. And Nancy, I'm sure this is one question that you get out of 5 questions. You receive it 4 times. How do you start up a business when you need funds? Where can I get money from? I have a passion. I want to start up a business. Where do I get funds from? I don't have money. What do I do? Nancy.
Okay, thank you so much. So it's really a very common question that we get out there. And I'm also a victim of that when I was starting. So I thought what I needed was money, money, money. You know, when we start business, most time you think what you need is money. But sometimes it's not money. What you need is not really money at that time. It's you looking inwards. What value do you have inside of you that you can exchange for either the real physical fund or even the product? It depends on the kind of business you are doing. So I'll use myself as an example. I remember after 1 year, I was robbed. I actually started my business with fund. I started with 600,000. So in a year, I made it 3 million. So after a year, I was robbed. And they took away everything I had. And at that time, I also had suppliers giving me credit already. So first thing I had to do was to go and pay up all the people I'm owing, because everybody is aware now that I was robbed. So everybody was calling me at the same time because everybody wants to get their money. So, but something happened. I cried for days because for me, I will always go back to God and say, I'm a consistent tither. I'm not supposed to be robbed. And I remember I was saying it all day. I would cry. During that period, I was crying, praying, and the Holy Spirit ministered to me, go back to your store, because I had to lock up the store because I didn't have any goods. So I want the person that asked this question to be able to pick from my story. So I went back to my store, not having any fund, not having any money at that time. But I obeyed the Holy Spirit. It's okay, let me go to my store. I got there was nothing. I heard another voice, call your customers. I started calling my customers. And as I was calling, 2 things is significant here. Is the fact that, number 1, you must build trust. Whether with your family members, whether with the community where you are, you must let people trust you. It's not about you just looking for money alone. People give money to who they trust. They don't just give money to anybody. People can be in your family. People can be your family member, and you cannot give them money. Not because you don't have the money to give them, but because you don't trust them enough to give them the fund. So I came out. I was in my store. I started calling. I had the list of my customers like, oh, I've resumed back, but I don't have goods on ground. If you want to buy, that idea just came from, I would say it's from the Holy Spirit. That idea came like, call them. I started calling that I don't have the goods on ground, but if you can pay me in advance, you will get your product in the evening. But if you can pay in advance, you get a certain discount. So I created a bait for them, and I gave a particular discount to everybody that can pay and get it later. But if you want to come now, this is the price. So for instance, if the price is 100 naira, I'm saying the price is 100 naira if you want to come now. But if you pay me now and get it later in the evening, you can get 5% discount. So I didn't even have the goods at that time. If anybody has opted to pay now, I will still tell you I don't have the goods. But I just decided to do that, and a lot of people decided to pay up front. And I started hearing some message from Pastor Samadi Emi then saying there is money in town. So at that time, I didn't know how real it was. And I want to challenge somebody here today that you are thinking there is no money. Money is in town. You just need to know what to say to the people holding your money, and they will give it to you. So at that point, I started calling them, and I would tell them, if you can pay. They didn't respond well at the beginning. I continued to call. I didn't give up. Because the list was so much, I was calling. Before an hour later, people started responding. Send account number. So people say, my staff is bringing the cash. Calls started coming in. In less than 2 hours, I was able to raise 50 million. Other people's money, not my money. I didn't have a dime as at that point. I was screaming from where I am. I started calling my husband, like, come and see. My husband said, what is it? He came. So one thing I want us to understand is there is money around you. But number 1, you have to be somebody that they trust. It is not everybody that will call people in my industry that they will pay to. They will not pay you ahead. Even if they are coming to check. So you must build that integrity. Integrity is currency in the marketplace, and you need to build it. Then number 2, you must understand that every challenges, even if for me, I know I used to cry a lot about funding. My mom would say, nobody has this kind of money you are looking for in this family. What are you saying? My mom would tell me, what you have now, your friends want to be like you are calling money like this. What's wrong with you? I would say, you don't understand. The business I'm doing need this fund. But when I lost the old fund and I had to start all over again, and I realized it was so easy for me to even get more money because it now became a normal thing. Everybody, every morning, Nancy, I want to pay up front. Can I pay? So for 2 years, I was using other people's money, which I call OPM, other people's money to trade. And in 2 years, I was able to raise 20 million naira capital for me, zero.
Wow.
So I want to let you know that you don't need to be looking for fun. And some of the things you can also do, apart from my story, is to look inwards. What skill do you have? What can you do for free to raise funds? And I tell people, what you can currently do now might not be your destination, but it can be a ladder. Can you look? I don't want to say anything that irritates you, because some people can say I cannot wash for anyone. Just look for that thing that you can do, that you love, that you can do. You can write well, monetize it. You can speak well, monetize it. You can sing well, monetize it. In every industry, there is nothing you cannot monetize. If you can sing very well, there are a lot of Christians out there. They are looking for disco, hip-hop music. Some of us cannot, we are too, I won't say we are too godly. We can't do birthday party for our kids because we don't even know the music to play. And that's the sincere truth. I've not done birthday party for my kids for a long time because I don't even know the DJ to call. So, but if a Christian in church can come up to say, I have this well-selected lyrics that is godly, that you can play, I will pay you to come and do it for me. And that is monetizing your gift.
Yes.
So what we can do is so much. I've met a lot of people on Instagram. What they know how to do is just cooking. I met a lady, she can do abacha very well. And the husband has been telling her that you can monetize it. And she said, abacha, what's abacha? Until she came to me and we had to sit down, planned it. That is a source of income today. And she is making so much money. On the first day of launching Abacha Nation, she actually she sold 110 plates at 5,000 naira. Multiply it. 5,000 naira times 110 plates. So, Pastor B has said it earlier. We all have value in us. There's something that God has given every one of us. You need to identify your own, then monetize it. I'm telling you, there are people out there that will pay you for that thing that you commonize. You look at it that it's nothing. You commonize it, but people will pay you heavily for it. Please don't focus on money alone. Like I need fund. Because nobody will give you money if you don't have any value to add. Nobody. But if you have kept your word, I even tell, as far as husband and wife, I've worked with somebody that the husband is very wealthy. But the husband refused to give her fund. Because the man has given her fund twice, 10 million, and it's nowhere to be found. So the man said, I'm not going to give you money. And it became an issue. But when she met him, I told her, sit down. Let's analyze how much as your husband, because you say my husband is wicked. Like, okay, calm down. How much, we now realize that this man has given you more than 20 million, and you have nothing to show for it, and you are expecting more. If I were your husband, I won't give you. So what we need to do is, can we put the right structure, the right system in place to ensure this business start to grow financially? And in 6 months, the business actually took a new turn. And the man called her and gave her more money. So what you need is result, proof of what you're doing. And the truth is, we can learn at any time. There is no time that is too late to learn. We can learn and change a new turn. Thank you.
Please, can we put our hands together? This is the one that is even sweet for me. Tell your neighbor, money is in town. It's not just in town. Money is in my house. It's in my domot. All right. Thank you so much, Nancy, for that.